Tube Review.
Well, hello, Tube Nation. Welcome to a new installment that I'm going to uh, bestow upon my audience of like 12 people called From the Couch. Tubes from the Couch. These are going to be reviews that I'll do from possibly a couple different couches until all the moving stuff is kind of come full circle in the spring. So this is the first edition of From the Couch by your old pal, Tony Tubes. I kind of like it. Kind of like just chilling out on the couch and talking to you guys. But today we are going to talk about Suicide Squad because my wife and I actually were able to catch a sitter in time and get to go. My wife actually scored some free tickets to Suicide Squad, so it was pretty sweet. And by the way, I do have animals. I do have cats and a dog and stuff, so they might roam around on the couch from time to time. To Suicide Squad. Um, you know, I'm going to start with, first opening things about Suicide Squad where, the picture of Leto as the Joker. And I've never been a huge, Jared Leto fan. Never been a huge, not to say that I wouldn't be up for a great Jared Leto movie and stuff like that. Just the movies that I've seen him in, it was just kind of, he's very disposable, I guess, in my eyes. I can just kind of throw him away. He doesn't really stand out to me. But the thing about it is the characters that he's played and everything like that, I just honestly think that getting him to play the Joker was just a little bit too on the nose. Heath Ledger was so out of left field. Nobody saw that coming. And so to cast Jared Leto as the Joker and for me to be ooh and ah and everything like that about it, it just really didn't happen for me because it's like casting Keith Richards as a drug addict. It doesn't, it's like, okay, Keith's a drug addict now. And he's been a drug addict, so it's a little too on the nose for me. Honestly, they could have gotten somebody honestly, this is going to sound really bad, but it's Zac Efron or Colin Hanks, something like that, people you just don't see coming, and that can just come out of left field and completely blow you away. And with Jared Leto, I just kind of knew what I was going to get right off the bat. The trailers for it were amazing. They didn't give too much away. Probably a good thing for the movie. They didn't give too much away. And, they were brilliant. The trailers for that movie were absolutely brilliant. I loved them. I mean, honestly, when it comes to trailers for the movies that have come out this year, Suicide Squad takes the fucking cake. And I think everybody can agree with me on that. So trailers were really cool, got me really pumped and hyped up for it and everything like that. And it's and I was really, Jai Courtney looked like he was going to flex a different muscle in the movie and everything, according to the trailers and stuff. It looked beautiful, and I was really stoked to see some new life be brought back breathed back into the DC universe. Because honestly, Batman v Superman, say what you will about the movie, but like it or not, it wasn't a spectacular fucking movie by any means necessary at all. It really wasn't. But I enjoyed the concept of Suicide Squad, and especially after Batman v Superman, I was like, they have a really good shot at keeping this year a good year for DC. And so I was excited about it. Probably one of I think that was number one on my 10 days of tube rants about movies and stuff like that. That was the first one that I was, really excited for. Now, my wife and I went to the movie. We were excited to go to the movie. Took a picture at the movie poster and everything. It was it was an exciting time to see. Anytime you see Batman on the big screen, for the first time, regardless of the movie, you're excited. You're excited, and the Joker too. And see Harley Quinn and honestly, I knew nothing about Suicide Squad, absolutely nothing. and maybe that contributes to the fact that I didn't quite care for the movie that much. But you know, I knew Deadshot from Arkham. I knew Harley Quinn from the animated series and from Arkham and stuff like that. Captain Boomerang, Killer Croc. Well, Killer Croc sort of. But you know, Captain Boomerang, I wasn't really Diablo. I wasn't really hip on. Oh, the little Asian chick with the sword and the mask. God, I can't remember her name now. But anyways, no. I mean, I knew a little bit about some of the characters and everything, but I didn't know anything about Suicide Squad or anything like that. And I had to read up about it. But I was excited. Same way with Guardians of the Galaxy. I wasn't as excited for Guardians of the Galaxy, but that movie blew me the fuck away. So it was kind of a reverse of that. But no, Suicide Squad here. Okay, so here's my thing about the movie itself. I really thought that first of all, I want to put this out there. I want to see the ultimate cut. I want to see what they've cleaned up. Because after they dropped the Bohemian Rhapsody trailer, they did a bunch of fucking reshoots and everything like that. So I want to know what they reshot. I want to know what used to be. You know, I want to know what that movie was before they fucking touched it. You know, I want to see the ultimate cut. I really do. And it might blow me the fuck away. Who knows? The movie itself, I thought that it was very quick. I thought there wasn't a lot of backstory to some of the characters that I would really have liked. You know, and I'm not saying that like Jai Courtney did a terrible job in the movie, but they didn't give him a lot. They didn't give him a lot to work with. You know, and I think that was kind of the same for all of them. I mean, Harley Quinn and Deadshot were the only two that they really had a little bit more exposition for and everything. So, you know, I honestly, I really wanted to care about the characters more, and I really just didn't. So that was kind of disappointing. I thought that some of the action scenes, I mean, it just had so much potential, but like some of the action, like Will Smith on top of the car shooting guys and everything like that, that was really, really cool. I thought that the concept of pretty much they had, you know, the witch, you know, turned a bunch of people into goobery, you know, gushers looking fucking monsters and stuff like that. And it was like the Chikari army at the end of Avengers. You know, that's what it was. It was so they can have a bunch of, you know, disposable villains for them to just, you know, just mow down in record numbers and everything. So that was kind of disappointing. You know, it was violence for the sake of violence, and I mean, I know Suicide Squad and everything, and I just, you know, trust me, I'm a huge fan of action sequence and violence and stuff like that. But I just, it didn't hit me. It didn't hit me. You know, like certain things kind of hit me when it comes to action and stuff like that. Like a car chase is one thing. You know, you see car chases in every fucking movie. But there was something about in The Dark Knight Rises when Batman is on his bat cycle and he's got a wall of fucking cops, you know, coming at him and behind him and stuff like that. And it was like, you know, the footage from the helicopter overhead for the news stations. There was something about that punched me in the gut and was like, wow, that was fucking awesome, dude. You know, it's Batman, it's my fucking hero and stuff. And nothing really just punched me with this. Nothing really just hit me as wow, that was really awesome, you know? It really didn't. When it was very anticlimactic. When I was supposed to be on the edge of my seat, I found myself not. I was just like, mm-hmm. And there was comedy in it. You know, they threw some comedy in it. And it wasn't bad comedy, but it was forgettable comedy. You know, like I'm not a huge fan of Age of Ultron. But I tell you what, the one thing that I remember about Age of Ultron that I really enjoyed about Age of Ultron was the ongoing gag about Thor's hammer. It was hilarious, and I'll remember all those jokes because it clicked in my head. But all these ones, they were just kind of, it was a lot of Will Smith's like, oh hell no, and you know, stuff like that. It's just like a lot of little quips that were just very forgettable, and that kind of sucked and everything. Jared Leto's Joker, I'm gonna say You know, it was like putting any random movie villain, psychopathic movie villain. It was like, you know, just all of them, but with clown makeup on. You know, it didn't strike me as something. It wasn't a Joker that I subscribed to. You know, his laugh was okay. You know, he was like you know, he wanted to be like, you know, a mob boss and stuff like that. Pretty much, he wanted to, you know, I don't know, man. He was. I guess I can't say much because Jack Nicholson wanted to run everything as the Joker too and everything. But you know, Heath Ledger did something, and that's the thing is like. Jack Nicholson was my Joker. That's the Joker that I grew up knowing was Jack Nicholson. And when Heath Ledger came around, it was great. Good job, Heath. I'm happy for you. And I was satisfied with Heath Ledger's Joker. You know, I really was. But the thing about it is Heath Ledger set a standard for the Joker or for villains in movies when it comes to you know, his portrayal of the Joker. He set a standard there that nobody is going to ever be able to beat out. Nobody's ever going to be able to top that. Nobody's ever going to be able to come close to that. But a lot will try. And I think that that's just a lot of the villains these days. You know, they're just so, I don't know, man. He set a standard, and it's tough to beat that out, especially when it comes to the exact same character, not the exact same character, but the villain of the Joker, you know. And I just thought that, I don't know, man. I didn't believe in this Joker as much. I don't know. I honestly can't really explain it in words. I just don't like Jared Leto for it. I didn't care for how they took the character. I thought that him and Harley's romance wasn't too bad. That was a cool line of the story. Basically, honestly, like Harley Quinn was my favorite part of this fucking movie. And it wasn't all because of the fact that she just looks stunning in that little get-up of hers. You know, because I'm a butt dude. And she got a nice little butt on her, and that was nice. That really added to it all. But I like Margot Robbie for the role. I didn't know how I was gonna like her. I mean, yeah, okay, you can doll up a fucking porn star and she can look like Harley Quinn and look like a, you know, badass Harley Quinn. But is she gonna pull it off acting wise? And I think that Margot Robbie did a fantastic job. After seeing her doing it away from the trailers and stuff like that, I really enjoyed that character. I just think that she needed more. They all needed more. You know, I enjoyed Deadshot. I just thought he needed more. There was one thing about Deadshot, though, and I'm, like, really surprised that nobody else has really touched on this yet, but I have kids. And if I'm Deadshot and Batman gets the fucking drop on me, and I point my fucking gun at Batman, and my kid steps in front of that gun goes down. You know, I don't care. The gun goes down, and he sat there with his gun held on his fucking daughter for like 20 to 30 seconds before he put it down. Now, I know that he's a villain and everything like that, but holy shit, dude. Put the fucking gun down when your daughter steps in front of it. But other than that, I thought that Will Smith, I mean, him and Harley Quinn had the biggest storylines of them all, and of course Will Smith's gonna have a big storyline. It's fucking Will Smith. But the rest of them just didn't have much, and I have a late solution for that. You know, DC has, you know, Netflix. You know, I don't know if DC has any original series on Netflix or not, but you know what they should have done was DC should have released like a 12 episode little season on and just have all those episodes be more exposition for all these characters, more backstory for all these characters. He's can, you know, have a 12 episode series focusing on these characters before the movie. Kind of do a mini little cinematic universe in a 12 episode period to where you can open this thing up as an Avengers. We already know where these people came from. We just need to get them together now. But that was the thing that was missing about it, was I think that we just needed a little bit more as to where Killer Croc came from. and where these characters were. I wanted to believe in them more. I wanted to care about them more, and I didn't. And even the Dirty Dozen, the actual movie, The Dirty Dozen from the '60s, you know, there wasn't a lot of exposition for those characters, but it was such a long movie that you got to know these characters and you got to root for some of them. And you found out, which ones were the real evil ones and which ones might have been just kind of, evil, for the sake of money or for the sake of, family or, something like that. So I really just wanted more. They could have done so much more with it. I think they just didn't have enough time. And I think that the editing, I've heard some people say, oh, the editing was as such to where it's like a comic book, and if you flip the page, in a comic book, that's kind of how the editing was, and I just thought that was kind of a cop-out to some kind of crappy editing. And, this is me as a layman. I'm not a professional editor. I use Windows fucking Movie Maker, dude, and that's why I don't have 2 billion fucking fans on YouTube like some movie review places do. But I just think, I think that it could have been something a lot more. I think that there's potential for a better movie to come. And I think that negative criticism on movies these days might actually help it, the next ones to come along, because like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows this summer was a great movie in my eyes. I'm a Turtles fan from the late '80s, early '90s and stuff. Back when the Turtles were huge, and the start of Turtle Mania. And I just think that the negative press that they got for the first one really helped them for the second one. So hopefully that happens for Suicide Squad, and hopefully that happens for the Justice League and future DC movies to come. And I'm still kind of on the outs about The Flash. I'm a huge The Flash fan. I watched the John Wesley Shipp's Flash, with Mark Hamill back in the day and stuff, and I watched it every fucking week with my dad, man, and I was really sad when that went down. And honestly, I think that Flash as Captain Cold was a hell of a lot better than the snart dude that they have now. But no, I like the CW's Flash. I like that the new incarnation of the Flash. I think it's a great show. I love how they've incorporated a lot of the old characters and stuff from the original show, so it's pretty much, it continues it on pretty much, but I mean, it's really, really good, and it's really well made, and that's why I'm really just kind of like, I don't know about adding a different Flash in there. I don't understand why you have to do that at all. You already have somebody that's doing a fantastic job playing the Flash, and I just don't, not saying anything about the kid as an actor and stuff like that, but like the Justice League trailer, Bruce Wayne sitting there talking to Barry Allen, and Barry Allen's like, well, I need friends. And this guy is a pretty boy. You don't have no problem making friends, bro. You don't have any problem making friends. The dude on the CW can legit look like a nerdy-ass scientist. This dude, no, you look like a fucking frat boy, dude. And who knows, he might blow me away. I'm a huge Flash fan. Maybe he'll blow me away as the Flash, but he looks like a fucking frat boy. That's the same thing that I had with Andrew Garfield, man. With Spider-Man. He didn't look like a nerd. He looked like a frat boy. And so, and I'm just trying to stay true to the comics here, man. I'm just trying to stay true to the comics in certain ways, or at least, to the origin of, a lot of these characters and who they are. And I care about comic book movies, and I care, how they make me feel at the end of them, and that's why, like, some of them, like X-Men Days of Futures Past, after so many shitty fucking X-Men movies, I loved that movie. I thought that it was a brilliant X-Men movie, and I had a smile on my face after it, and it's not something I have a lot these days, man. It's really not, and I think that, a lot of it's just marketing and rushing things and trying to cram things. It's really, really bad. Like, honestly, Captain America Civil War, if I hadn't seen any of the trailers, that movie might have rejuvenated the superhero nerd in me for movies. Because honestly, I just I honestly just thought that, them putting Spider-Man in the trailer, it ruined something for me. It really ruined something for me. That, that level of shock that we got in the theater when we were kids because we only saw one fucking 30-second trailer or 1 minute and a half long trailer before a movie that we saw 2 months ago or something, It wasn't so overexposed and just 30 different fucking trailers and behind the scenes looks and all this shit and how they did this and how they did that before the movie even comes out. If they would have pitched Civil War with just Ant-Man and Crossbones in it, that would have been fine because I would have gone in there and all of a sudden, bang! Here comes Spider-Man and Black fucking Panther, dude. That would have been sweet, and I would have been like, fucking right, dude. Same with fucking the new Apocalypse movie. X-Men Apocalypse. If they wouldn't have shown me Wolverine, that would have been something that was cool. It would have been a shock. It would have been a pleasant surprise. And there's none of those anymore, man. And Suicide Squad, I just have to say it was a meh movie. It really was. It had potential, but it just, at the end of the movie, I have to say that it fell flat for me. I did not walk out of that movie thinking that it was a good movie. I walked out of that movie happy that we didn't have to pay for tickets. I really kind of am. But, with the popcorn and the pop, we pretty much paid like double. So anyways. But no, I have to, it's very, very frustrating and very sad that I have to give this movie 3 out of 5 tube thumbs up. Because it just didn't cut the taco, man. It just didn't do it for me. And those are my reasons why. And let me check my phone really quick, because I had a list, and I just want to make sure that I got through my entire list of why I really didn't care for Suicide Squad. Okay, so where's my list? Here we go. Suicide Squad. 0 character development, very anticlimactic. The jokes were there, but unforgettable. Jai Courtney didn't stretch very much. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. I think I already kind of went through it a little bit, but no, I was waiting for Jai Courtney to do something that made me respect him a little bit more because his American accent sucks. So I was really looking forward to seeing him doing something that's sort of in his native tongue. I'm pretty sure, or at least more close to it. But they just didn't give him much, man. They didn't give him a lot, and it was really disappointing. And I wanted Jai Courtney to be great in this movie, and it wasn't his fault that he wasn't. It was the writer, director, studio, what have you. So, and that was, like I said, for a lot of them. The best part of the movie was Harley's little butt in them shorts. Yep. Yeah. It says the last one I put on here is the third act felt very Fantastic Four-ish, and it really kind of did. Honestly, like I said earlier, I was supposed to be on the edge of my seat and everything, but it was so much crammed into the end of that. It was kind of confusing a little bit with, okay, well now they're just there to rescue the chick that hired them to be there. Like, what? What's going on? And where the fuck are they? And why isn't fucking Batman there right now? And, it just... And also, I mean, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Batman v Superman, Superman's dead in this world. But at the end of the end of Batman v Superman, we saw that he wasn't dead. So that's kind of weird. Kind of weird to me. So that is my review of Suicide Squad. It's a very sad thing that I had to come on here and talk about it in a negative way. I mean, not necessarily in a negative way. It's just kind of, my hopes, I got my hopes up, and they were let down. And I think a lot of it just has to do with studios and them. Everybody just wants to make Avatar money, man. That's all they care about is how much their opening weekend's going to be. And I want to see a movie come from behind and not give us much and just blow everybody away for different reasons than they have been. I want to go back to the old days where there was much more to look forward to. So Suicide Squad, I'm sorry to say, 3 out of 5, tube thumbs up. And thank you very much for joining me for my first edition of From the Couch with Tubes, tube review of Suicide Squad. This is kind of how I'm going to do things until I get my new studio set up. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys will continue to check out Tube Review. And don't forget to check me out on Completely Unoriginal. It's a podcast we do out of DakotaBroadcasting.com in Aberdeen, South Dakota, and you can see the link to that in the description below. Hit me up on Twitter at TonyTubesZer on Twitter. You can hit me up on Facebook too if you want to. I add people as friends that I don't even know on Facebook. I really don't care sometimes. But anyways, Tube Reviews on Facebook as well. Don't really update it all that much, but I try. If more people actually cared, then I might. But you can also check me out August 18th, 2016 at the Brown County Fair, Centennial Village in Aberdeen, South Dakota from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. I am hosting or emceeing the 19th and final musicians reunion there. Thursday, August 18th from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. The band Deadfield from Redfield will be opening. And then we will also have Terror We Fall, which is a very, very popular band around here. They're going to be doing a set around 9 o'clock that night. But other than that, the old guys are going to get up and do one last time after 19 years. We have to shut it down. And I will be actually trying to produce a little mini documentary about that. So, stay tuned, keep an eye out for that. I was going to try to do it last year, the documentary, but it just didn't pan out. I was too busy. So hopefully I can get it done for you guys this year, and you guys can see some of the magic that I saw/see. So thanks for joining me for Tube Review, Suicide Squad, a Tube Review from the couch. Thank you very much. I'm Tony Tubes. Have a good day, everybody.
All right, I've run out of patience. On to roost!
Tube Review.